Now what I'm doing is, I've got an old pruning saw here, and this is something that I got at an auction. It was in a box lot of tools that I bought. Now, I don't have a tote. I'm going to make a tote for it, but I'm going to put it in a vinegar bath and leave it for a while and clean it up. It seems like it might be okay, and see what the vinegar does. If it's not in reasonably good shape, once it comes out of the vinegar bath, we'll just dispose of it. I'm going to probably leave this in here overnight. Alright, now I left this saw blade in the vinegar bath for about 12 hours, and it came out nice. There's a few spots on it here and there that there's going to be some pitting when it's cleaned up the rest of the way, but the teeth are in good shape, and I think it's worth spending some time making a tote for, and that's what I'm going to do next. And I'm not going to show you everything I do with the tote. I'll show you some of it. Try to keep the video as short as possible. I think it's worthwhile to do it, and that's what I'll start working on next. But yeah, it came out pretty good. Okay, I've got my wood prepped. I have two pieces screwed together. Got my pattern on there, and this is kind of a typical pattern that you would see on some pruning saws like I have. They're also like this on larger one-man crosscuts. They usually just have a horn on the bottom. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drill a couple of holes in here, cut this out with a coping saw, and then I'll use my bandsaw to cut the outside out, and then it'll be ready to glue together. Okay, now I've got the tote all sawed out. I ran it through my spindle sander to smooth the edges off and everything. I fit it to the saw blade itself. Now I have to drill the holes for the hardware in it, and then I can round over the edges, but it's come out okay so far, and I'll just keep going on it, and I'll kind of show you the, as I go along. Alright, now I've got this thing to the point now where I just got to round it over. I'm going to round over this edge here, down here and down the horn, and from here round up to the front here. This is just going to get a heavy chamfer on it, and I will knock off this sharp edge right here just a little bit, just take the sharpness off of it. And once I round it over, I'm probably going to have to do something with this point here. I'm going to just see how it turns out, and I'll decide what I want to do with that. And then, the finger hole, it'll have to be rounded over, make it comfortable, and that'll pretty much take care of the shaping. And then I gotta deal with the hardware and the holes, and that'll pretty well do it. And what I'm going to do, I got a spoke shave, I got a block plane here, got a couple of rasps, and I also have a chisel back here. I mean, I'll probably use all of them a little bit. Alright, now I've got the tote finished up, and I'm going to start putting some linseed oil on it. Now, the last time I used a piece of this wood, it took about 6 or 7 coats and it still wanted to keep taking it. It's just, wood's old and dry, and it's nice wood and it looks good. And, you know, I'm not going to show you every single coat. And, when the linseed oil's done, I'll put a coat of paste wax on it just to finish it off, and then I'll mount it on the saw. I've got some mounting hardware. It's nothing special. It's just some old bolts off of another old saw that's long gone. I'm going to recycle those and use them on this one. And we'll put it all together. And probably what I'll do, I'll put some still photos at the end of the video if you want to look. I mean, I usually put 2 or 3 at the end of the videos, just to kind of give you a close-up. Some things you just can't see really that well on the video, and I'll put some close-up photos. I'll probably do that to the saw. I still have to work on the blade some more. It's just a question of cleaning it up. Okay, I'm going to finish up the pruning saw video here. Now, I finished up the tote. I put 5 coats of linseed oil on it. Let that dry, and then I put a coat of paste wax on it. Polish that off. Now, I did sharpen this thing, and I don't have anything to prune right now, but I did. I took an old 2x3 and I sawed a piece off of it, and it did a good job on that. But yeah, the tote's fairly comfortable, and it ain't pretty. The blade's got some pitting on it, but it really doesn't make any difference. It's not severe enough to cause it any problems, but yeah, I'm happy with the way it turned out. It worked out okay as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, that'll finish this one up.